This may be an unpopular opinion, but I think today we have moved in a direction where there may be a bit more of a positive reception on the mode of my team. Hear me out. I know there's a lot of negativity in the game for sure, and I'm not going to be sitting here and gobbling up 2K in this video by any means, because that's not how I am. The highlight reel packs and packs in general are horrendous. New edition packs, horrendous. The odds are awful. Them using Kobe Bryant to generate profit and making the odds significantly worse when he's in packs, awful. Business practices aside, though, let's take a look at the Bracket Buster event that we got today, because I think the Bracket Buster event provides a bit of insight into what a future where the game is actually good and rewarding for people who play it could look like. Now, I've seen a lot of negativity surrounding the event in general, which a lot of that is going to come from people who are either content creators or heavily invested in the game as like their main game that they play, which I understand to a certain extent, but let's kind of look at it from a more casual point of view. So we'll start with the actual cards that we got today. So the choice pack, I don't like. One complaint that I've seen is, why can't we have both? I understand that. We'll see what they're going to do with it. I don't know. They're probably tomorrow going to drop only one card, and then you pick between that card and Willie Cauley-Stein until there's probably like one card that you don't get, right? That's what I would assume is going to happen. I don't really know specifically what they're going to do, but we'll see. 4 blocks in a game, which, by the way, if you want an easy challenge to get that done in, go to the Cavaliers Galactic Conqueror Challenge, and then do Wave 2 against 3 Anderson Varejãos, and just sag off him a little bit, because they'll never shoot threes. He'll drive every single time. And if you use 3 big men, you should be able to get 4 blocks. I got it first try. It took me about 3-4 minutes to get it done. So that one's really easy. I think that one's the best because Varejão's slow enough where he can't blow past you. So you could also run the Nate Robinson challenge. I think there's a Spud Webb one somewhere too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. I'm just not really sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that one is specifically. Is it Wave 2? I don't know. None of these are loading because the challenges are broken, so shout out to 2K for that. But that would be an easy one. And then you get to pick between Frank Kaminsky and Willie Cauley-Stein. Willie Cauley-Stein is the better of the two. I picked Frank Kaminsky for reasons, because he's Frank Kaminsky. Look at him. He looks like he doesn't belong in an NBA roster, for sure, which I respect. He looks like a adult league hooper, which is definitely welcomed on my team for sure. Also, the Hornets are notoriously hard to fill out for big men, so I figured, this is a good time to get one for future challenge purposes. I would recommend, if you're not looking for a piece for your actual team, to probably do the same. Just it'll help you in the future. Anyways, besides that, Bracket Busters daily login. So you have to log in for 15 days straight, I believe. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're allowing a few days where you can't, but I don't think so. That's not typically in 2K's MO, and it didn't look that way when they showed the daily login prizes. But if all you have to do is log in. You don't have to do anything else. You just have to log in each weekday for the next 15 days, and you get a free Opal. Free 98 overall Opal Glen Rice. That's all you have to do. I think that's huge. Now, I've seen a lot of complaints. I actually have on Twitter. You would think that maybe you wouldn't see complaints for this because it seems like a kind of a generally good thing. I mean, and they're not the complaints that you would expect to see. Like, I saw a complaint that stated, dude, do we really have to log in for 15 days straight to get this card? I understand that one. I mean, obviously weekends don't count, so you don't have to log in during the weekends, but you have to log in every single weekday. I mean, I get it, whatever, it doesn't matter, but I can understand complaints about that. But the complaints I've been seeing have nothing to do with that. The complaints I've been seeing are that it's too easy, and the card better not be overpowered because it's too easy to get. And I have to say, I disagree with these takes completely. This is exactly the type of thing that we need in the mode to engage people who play this game casually. This game has had the least, and I know competitive players will say that this game is perfect for casuals because they get bopped by random unlimited sweats who just do nothing but rim run and do like pump fakes under the basket and stuff. But those aren't casuals. Those are just unlimited sweats for the most part that are typically not great at the game but take it super super seriously. Those aren't the casuals that I'm talking about. Events like this are going to help people who play the game casually. Like maybe they only hop on to play offline for fun. Maybe they come through, try their luck online a couple times, and then stop playing, go play like Apex Legends or something. That's who is going to be helped by this game. It gives people a reason to log on. It rewards them for just logging on. That is the thing that I think 2K in general needs to embrace. Video games as a whole need to embrace it, but I feel like it's especially bad in sports games where the emphasis is put on winning so much that or stat accumulation, that just playing the game never rewards you anymore. And I feel like it does need to do that. People forget that video games are supposed to be a fun pastime, not a full-time job / glory hunting experience. Things like this are perfect. Things like this are what MLB The Show does. And that's a game I speak very highly of. Now look, am I plugged into the community in a competitive sense, so I know about all the issues surrounding online gameplay? No. But from a purely content perspective, it's the most casual and just straight player-friendly game in all of card collection modes, right? That is something that 2K needs to kind of go after more, because that's something that we haven't really seen this year. Every grind outside of the holiday grind has been either difficulty intensive, time consuming, or both. There really hasn't been anything else. I mean, if you start looking outside of the holiday grinds, like outside of Season 3 holiday, I mean, can you really think of another time where it's been so good for casuals? Like, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken here, if you go to the My Team Community Hub, no, they finally have been cleared off. For the longest time, Jaren Jackson Jr. was one of the big men, and Bradley Beal was out here as one of the shooting guards, right? For the longest time, because all you had to do was make threes. Like, that is it, and blocks. Like, that's it. There was a lot of positivity surrounding these challenges. And I remember hearing kind of this same, I don't know, man, I guess complaints, but not really. It's just kind of hopes and dreams that the card at the end wouldn't be overpowered because then everybody would have it. I firmly disagree with this line of thinking. I could not disagree with it more. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if Glen Rice is really good, because it gives people a reason to play the game. What have we needed all year this year? More people who play this game casually, because the people who play this game so intensely that it is not fun, period. Like, it's not fun if you play it intensely, it's not fun if you play it casually, it's not fun if you're even one of the best players in the world, because people try so hard in this game. We need more people to come through and play the game for fun. At the end of the day, this is a video game that there are a lot of people that like to play video games for fun. Not everybody wants to no-life sweat and live their MLG dreams. No, not every person has, whether valid or delusional, thoughts of them winning the 250K tournament. Some people just want to hoop and play basketball for fun. And you could say, make them go play My League or whatever, but like, My Team is a game mode that I would say, and people disagree with my take on this for sure. People say it's always been a competitive mode. I do not believe that to be the case. I've played My Team since its inception. I think I said exception. Inception. And up until about 2019, it was a relatively casual game mode. Like, yes, there were people who sweat pretty hard in the online modes for sure, but for the most part, the game was marketed for two things: casual experience and fun, and garnering microtransactions. Obviously, that's been the inception of card collection modes, is all about microtransactions. Period. That's why they exist. But the game didn't take a hardlined esports route until about 2K20, honestly, during the microtransaction boom. Even 2K19 was relatively casual friendly, but that's besides the point. I think it would actually be a fantastic thing if this card was good, right? Like, if Glen Rice was good, I could see this being an incredibly positive experience. Realistically, it could be, and it would be. Like, 6'7", 6'9" wingspan, like, I mean, the Malik Beasley release is okay anyway, but, like, I'm not saying they have to give this dude the most meta sigs in the game, but make him good. Like, if at the end of this, Glen Rice is like a top 5 shooting guard, I think that would overall be super positive for the mode. Because when you really think about it, the people who I think a lot of the people on Twitter are trying to gatekeep the card away from, because realistically, someone who's a casual player that barely plays online that gets this card, it's not going to affect you. Even if they go online, I mean, yeah, maybe they can score with that card, but they probably aren't that great in terms of the meta anyhow. The only people that you want this card not to enter their lineup are going to be people who are definitely getting this card anyway. Like your unlimited sweats, your little baby sweats, etc. They're going to get this card no matter what. So everybody having this card, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Right now, when you go on unlimited, I mean, there's going to be some differences in teams for sure, but for the most part, you're playing against very similar teams pretty consistently, right? So, look, is this card going to be the best shooting guard in the game? No. T-Mac exists, so it's never going to happen. Is he going to be a top 5 shooting guard in the game? Possibly. I mean, possibly, but knowing 2K, I mean, it's just a login reward. He's probably not going to be the greatest card, period. But what I'm trying to say is this event could bring a decent amount of people onto the game. The problem with this event is that it's already started. So if somebody gets the game in 2 days, they literally can't get Glen Rice. So there needs to be some sort of catch-up system. So I'm hoping that someone from 2K watches this and they can implement some sort of catch-up system so more people have the ability to actually get this card. Now, as far as the takeovers, W. I mean, look, is Frank Kaminsky fire? No. Is Willie Cauley-Stein fire? I mean, he's okay, whatever. He gets blocks and stuff. He's fast. But, like, do we need more takeover cards? Yes. We need more grindable cards. So I think this is actually a huge step in the right direction as long as they keep up with it. Now, don't get it twisted. Like, if you think 2K is being hella generous right now, just wait till Friday, because Friday we're going to get some ridiculously cracked out set with probably a Kareem that has like Garland escape and can shoot 3. So don't think this is 2K being generous. Like, they're going to tighten the purse strings a little bit come Friday. So I don't know. What I'm saying though is there's no reason to be against daily login rewards. Realistically, can you remember the last time you were rewarded for logging in all 7 days in this game? No, probably not. You have to spin a wheel. It's like other games will at least give you a guaranteed prize. Like, hey, MLB The Show, Madden, if you log in all 7 days, you'll bare minimum at least get like a pack at the very end, right? Like a deluxe pack, a pack that'll actually give you something from it. 2K is like, no, we're going to spin this wheel and you're probably going to get 1,000 MT, which will buy you absolutely nothing. So I love the idea of guaranteed rewards for just consecutive or single logins for the game. I think it's overall healthy for the mode. I think the big problem with a lot of people who are heavily invested in this game, and this happens to me as well, the only thing I think that stops me from doing this more often is I am very casual in other card collection modes. So I understand how beneficial it is for the game to just give me something. That may not be the highest tier prize, but it'll like make my lineup, because my lineup is not a Sweatlord lineup. They need to understand that the amount of people that play this game that don't play online is larger than you think. The amount of people who hop on and maybe play like Clutch Time offline or Domination even. I'm sure a lot of people play Domination for like 97 overall Anthony Edwards because they don't know any better. I don't think they care about the meta, you know what I mean? The triple threat, and they do a lot of these challenges and stuff. It's so much higher than you think. I would be willing to bet the amount of people who only play single player or rarely play online at all is probably triple or even quadruple the number of people who play online regularly. That is a fact. And that's that way for every card collection mode. Period. Like Madden, FIFA, MLB The Show for sure. MLB The Show has a thriving offline community, and myself included. I don't think I've ever played online, at least in the last 2 years. I just go straight offline. Let's have fun. 2K needs to implement more things to bring offline people into the game to overall boost their numbers. Because the longer you have someone on the game playing offline and doing offline things, the closer you can get them to playing online. The problem with 2K this year, and honestly for the last couple of years, is they've kind of been stripping away the offline stuff, or making the offline stuff that they have put in more and more difficult, driving people to go buy packs. That's not what you want to do, because people who play offline and it gets difficult to a point where they can't finish it, they'll just stop playing. Like, you know what I mean? That's just how it is. If I got to a point in Madden where something was so difficult where I like couldn't do it with the current team that I have, maybe I would go grind some other challenges, but I wouldn't spend money on it. I would just stop playing the game. That's the mindset that a lot of people have. So things like this, where you can improve your team by doing, I don't want to say the bare minimum, but achievable challenges that don't take a lot of time, or in this case, all you have to do is log in, are great. This could potentially save the mode if they continue to do things like this. So look, as much as I disparage 2K for their kind of shady business practices and other things that I don't like, things like this need to also be praised so they understand, but not praised in a way where you're like, that's a huge dub, you guys can go back to regular scheduled programming. No, this is good. This is a good step in the right direction. Keep doing it. I don't know. Let me know what you think of the event down in the comments below. As always, it's been your friend Cheap Ludes. I have to go buy cat food now because my cat will not stop screaming at me, dog. Peace.